Good morning, everybody. I'm coming to you on a recording this morning from my favorite chair in my den. I've got the just got out of bed ponytail, bun, whatever going, and my socialism distancing shirt on. And I've got Paris sitting on my footstool. I don't know how much of that you could see. I don't know. Roxy must be in the main living room, and Boujee's laying in front of the back doors. So I wanted to make a video this morning because I want to add some pictures in by permission. I said all this stuff yesterday on my live, but I don't know how many people watch my live. So I've got some awesome news. I already gave it up on my live. Excuse me a minute. This is filtered water. It's not moonshine, filtered water. So anyway, I've been talking to some people that answered one of my ads, a couple, and they have offered stud services to Boujee because I want to breed her first. And I have about 4 or 5 pictures of the male. And we're right now hammering out details and contracts and stuff. And I've been on the phone with my vet this morning, and I had to arrange to get a brucellosis test for Boujee, which recently I did a video about that. That is a disease that can be sexually transmitted between animals, or it can be transmitted from livestock to animals. And look that video up if you're going to breed your dog. It's a very serious illness that there's no cure for. It just causes your dog to be either infertile or to abort its puppies early, or and I think they said there's no cure. It's even, it can be fatal. There's no cure. It does definitely shorten their lifespan. So before Boujee's bred, I asked the guy that owns the male if he would get the brucellosis test as well on his male, and he didn't know that he was supposed to have to do that. But they were great to deal with. I mean, I've not had the first problem with them. We've just had to do the uncomfortable thing of hammering out the details on the contracts. But what happened was, one night I had just about given up, really, and just got these girls spayed because I was just so tired of looking and looking and looking. And obviously that's why you would give up. And I didn't want to leave them intact, but I had tried to buy males, and people want to know why you want to health test them. Why do you want to health test this dog, and that is why the doodle population is flooded. That is why, the doodle breeding business is flooded, and it is why people have such hard times with some of their dogs' temperaments. You're not able to guarantee a temperament anyway, but you can kind of go by the parents, how they behave. And then it'll reduce down some of the bad behavior if a dog has inherited, like, a high-strung Australian Shepherd mix with a poodle or something like that. I think that's what gives some of these doodles a bad name, and people say they're not trainable and all that because they just haven't done their homework. And not that. It's the people that have bred the dogs. I've had a lot of people, I've got some ads out in different places, and I've written down in the ad that I need a dog that's health tested and OFA tested. Not extensively, but hips and knees for sure. And I want the embark test, because I want to check genetics with my dog's genetics. And if you watch my channel at all, you know that. And I have had some of the most rude responses. Right at first, they'll say, we've got this male and he's beautiful, and they show me a picture. And 50% of the time they're beautiful, and maybe 25% more of the time they just got a bad haircut, and that's why they're not beautiful. And then I had one the other day, for instance, that said, I don't health test my dog. I don't know why you want to health test. I've got a male, and if you want to breed it, I'm just trying to breed my house dog. That's what they say. Now, that's what you call a hobby breeder or a backyard breeder. I'm considered probably a hobby breeder in that I bought these two girls for my house dogs, and they are my house dogs, and Roxy's my house dog. But I left them intact because doodles are awesome, and I wanted to challenge myself. Boujee's acting weird. She's about to get in the chair, and they act so weird when they're in heat, I'm telling you. It's so funny. But anyway, I wanted to see how much I could control to breeding a couple of litters of amazing puppies. Now, when I say amazing, I mean that I've health tested the parents, both parents, and that I have made sure that the mom's healthy and not wormy when she gets pregnant, and that I have made sure the mom has a great pregnancy and a comfortable pregnancy, and she has all the things that she needs during pregnancy, and that when my puppies are born, they're acclimated to thunderstorm sounds and pow pow sounds. Don't want to say the word, but you know what I mean. This. And, any sound they might hear that would startle them. The sounds of children, the touch of children, cats. I even have a parrot, so they could be acclimated to the sound of a parrot and things like that. And I want to train them the uneven surfaces and the textures and all the things that dogs might encounter, puppies, when they go into a new home. Now, when Boujee and Paris were babies, and all the way up till we quit crating them, which was at the age of 2, they're 2.5 years old right now. And we always turned on the YouTube channel that has the puppy music on it. And it really did work. We put it on at night when we put them to bed. And to this day, if I turn on that puppy music on YouTube, they'll immediately lay down wherever they're at and take a nap. They just they know that's what plays when they're sleeping. And I don't even always do it anymore. We usually just do it when we're leaving or something, so they got something comforting. So anyway, that's why I wanted to raise some of the things I do to try to raise great puppies for people that want as healthy of a dog as possible. Now, I've had OriVet DNA services and Embark DNA services to do extensive DNA testing. There's, I think, 235 things they tested for each place. And the reason I did that is because that can compare. People say, oh, those tests, some people say that. Those tests are not worth the paper they're written on. But I disagree, because my OriVet tests and my Embark test don't 100% agree on a huge scale, but they do agree within a few points on a few things. Like way back in Boujee's bloodline, it showed up a 1% something from the UK of some kind of dog. I forget what it was. Like, it looked like a Jack Russell Terrier, but Embark didn't show that. Embark just showed the Golden Doodle Poodle. And it shows the percentage, and both of those tests showed the percentage. And then I called Ghana about it, a Golden Doodle Association of North America, and they even said that that could have been just some little something that won't show up every time. That little 1%, something that may have been a mistake, they didn't know. But by doing both tests on the dog, you get a good reading. And what I had on my girls, they were clear of everything except they both had the gene for ichthyosis. Camera keeps going off outside and showing me stuff, but there's pet dad's mowing. Anyway, so I have to find a male to breed with them that is clear of that. That's a golden retriever gene, and you can look it up if you want to Google it, but it can be anywhere from just doggy dandruff to real heavy dandruff that's annoying, but it doesn't itch or anything. And it says if they don't show any symptoms or anything by the age of 2, that they won't show symptoms usually. Well, they've not showed any symptoms. They do have dark belly skin, which I've seen a lot of dogs have that, and I didn't know why, and they probably had that too. I don't know. I mean, any kind of dog. I don't even know if that's just a thing. I know piebald colored dogs with the black spots on their skin sometimes have dark skin. Anyway, I'm getting off the subject as usual. So I have to breed them with a clear genetically clear males, so the puppies will never carry that. That cancels the gene out. That's why you do genetics. Also, they have low liver enzymes, and that's not an illness. It just means the vet needs to know they have low liver enzymes, and then if they ever would get sick with any kind of illness that affected their liver, they would know to check the level of enzymes on a low enzyme liver, so they would know how to diagnose it. That just gives them a place to start reading, but it's not an illness. That's all they have out of all that. So on the males, I wanted to have everything be clear, and then I could raise awesome puppies. So on this male we found, these people got a hold of me. I happened to be sitting up at 1 o'clock in the morning, and they said they were sorry to message me so late, but they saw my ad and this and this and this. So they had an embark tested male, had two of them actually. Her house dog is a golden doodle and a male, and he's gorgeous. He looks like Roxy, but his hair's a little straighter. And then they have a poodle, a registered standard poodle that's cream and red. Well, the golden doodle male, she sent me the genetics on him, and he has the ichthyosis gene as well, but he doesn't show the signs. So I ruled that out. I told her I can't do that because I've got to clear this out of these puppies. I don't want the gene. So she asked me about her boyfriend's dog, the poodle. They sent me his genetics, and they're perfect. There's no illness in him. So we're kind of trying to work out an agreement, and I got permission from them to show pictures of him. And so I guess they gave me the rights to show it. I've got it in a text message to show his pictures. And then we've started working on an agreement. Now, they turned out to live pretty close, like an hour and a half or 2 hours from us, which is great, because the only other one I've found that I was going to probably go with is in northern Michigan, and that's going to take 7 hours one way. Then we'd have to stay there a couple of days probably for the breeding, and then getting a brucellosis test, and then having the progesterone test to see when the height of her heat cycle would be, to make sure the breeding took place. And on this guy that we've found, I'm just paying the stud fee. That's what I'm doing. And I'm paying him $500 down after a positive, or after a good OFA test. He hadn't had that done when he got a hold of me, and they told me that it would probably be fine, that he was healthy. But I insist I'm going to do this right, or I'm not going to do it. I do not want to raise a dog that somebody's going to buy and it's going to break their heart, or they're going to have to pay out so much money, like some people that are actually on my channel that have contacted me. They've got one, they did $5,000 per side on their dog. If they want to talk about it in the comments, that's up to them. I won't give any more information than that. But I want to do the best I can. Now, if I do everything I can do and there still is a problem, then that's just between them and God, but I'm doing the best I can. My oldest son had a Great Dane that he loved. He doesn't have children. She was like his child. She was his child. And he got to keep her for 7 years before she got bone cancer. And I asked him, did the breeders genetically test those dogs? And he said no, which back then I didn't even know about genetics like that. I didn't know that they could do that. Now, I can't guarantee anything against cancer. I personally believe, my opinion, I personally believe cancer is caused by parasites. That's my personal opinion. But I should tell you that if you have a dog, be sure you keep that dog parasite free. Be sure you keep it wormed, and we'll see if that helps with cancer. I am doing that with mine. They get a worm shot that's each one of them, that's $150 something a piece, instead of the heartworm chews. And then I worm them myself at home. And I just recommend you keep your dog worm free and see if that helps. And I'm not an expert. I'm not a veterinarian. This is all my opinion. I always put that stuff in my comment section and in my videos, or I say it, because I'm not an expert, but I've lived a few years, as you can tell. And I know a little bit of stuff, and I have an opinion about a little bit of stuff. So just keep that in mind. Deworming is super important. Okay, so the guy, we're working on a contract now with this puppy. I mean, with this adult dog of his. And I'm just paying a stud fee, so nobody's going to get the pick of the litter. And so I'm going to pay a down payment as soon as the OFA testing comes back as good or excellent. And then I'm going to pay the down payment, and I'll see them in December when Boujee is in her good cycle, full progesterone height to be bred. I feel terrible I feel terrible just thinking about doing that, but I know that she's going to have some great puppies. They're going to be beautiful. When you see this dog, how he looks, you're going to know what I'm talking about, because he's just about her color, only just a little bit more apricot with redder ears. She had pretty red ears and a cream body when she grew up, but she started to lighten. And they said he started out being real red and he lightened. Well, I know that genetically poodles color lightens for their whole life. So this is going to be interesting to see what happens with these coat colors. Also, the genetics on this poodle, he has all the face furnishings. See, that's another thing. People get golden doodles hoping they're going to look like a doodle. And I've got videos up where that I share all the time with people, and they've got over 22,000 views on them, where people wonder what's their golden doodle going to look like. When we bought Boujee, she was so slick haired, except a little bit of wave on her ears, that she really looked like, to me, she was going to be like a beagle. Her hair was going to be so slick and tight and straight. And she is beautiful. So they didn't genetically test their dog, their parent of Boujee, their parents, but it just happened like this. But I tested mine, and they have all the face furnishings, and they have the low shedding gene, and they have the long hair that can go up to 7 inches long before it stops growing, which is all that stuff I love. And they have no merle, and merle is spots, like Great Dane spots, and they have no harlequin, and this poodle is all that too. So there's a lot of things genetically that I looked at. Once again, I cannot guarantee, but I have a good opinion of what they're going to look like. Now, Roxy, when she was a baby, she didn't have any hair on her face, and she had a lot of hair around here like a lion. And I got her from a lady that's a good breeder. She's not a good person, but she's a good breeder. And she stopped breeding dogs now, but I was wondering what Roxy would look like, and I would have loved her anyway, but she turned out to have all that furnishing on her face. So what this poodle dog looks like is he got a long poodle tail, not a short tail. And I love the long doodle tails. I don't know if you guys do, but I love that. And I guess you could have them docked if you don't like long tails, but that doodle flowy tail I love. Anyway, the male that we're looking at, I don't think I know his name even yet, but I'll show the pictures. He's got the eyebrow furnishings. He's got the face, the nose. He's got the long doodle muzzle. He's got the black nose, important. There's some color noses that are not really considered pretty, but I don't know why. And then he's got the beard furnishings, where you can have just the doodle face, the beautiful doodle face. He's got the low shedding gene as well. So they'll both of those together will make a really good, very low shedding dog. That said, that's going to mean you have to brush, because that hair won't fall out like it does on a dog that constantly sheds. And if you don't brush that loose hair out at least a couple times a week, I recommend every day, but that's just me. If you don't do that, or clip them short on most of their body and keep their head and tail longer if you like that, then you're going to have mats. So that's another thing. If you're going to buy a doodle puppy, be sure you factor in that you're going to have that dog groomed about once every month or 8 weeks, every 1 to 2 months at the groomer. They're going to have to be groomed, or you're going to have to learn how to do it yourself. I did learn how to do it myself, and I finally, after 1 year, I'm realizing that I'm getting good at it, and I think I can do it. And I think I think I could groom other people's dogs probably and be a groomer, but I'm not going to do that yet. I'm working on my back strength now because my back gets so tired just grooming my 3 girls. On any given week, I've got one of them up on the table grooming them, and then I get a week break. But so this video is not about that. I'll do another video about dog coat maintenance sometime, but I know there's been a lot of people following me for all these years, these 2-3 years. And I finally have got to say I found a poodle, a registered AKC poodle that I can breed, that's health cleared as long as that OFA test comes out. And in December, I'll be breeding Boujee if everything works out great. And then I'm going to have some puppies here. And then I'm going to start working on the housebreaking the puppies before they go home. I'm going to work on all their little sounds, and I'm going to have my nieces come over and handle them. Maybe my school kids will come over and handle them. I'm going to bring my son's cats around them. I'm going to get them used to everything I can so that when you take them home, you've got a lot less work to do. And crate train, by the way. No longer than 4 hours a day, but crate train without a break. I'll do all that in a video, but I'm already 21 minutes and 26 seconds into this thing. Hey, holy golden doodles, we might be getting puppies. Keep your fingers crossed and keep us in your prayers. I don't know what his brucellosis test will come out to be or ours, but if that's a go and the OFA testing is a go on him, we got this. I'll keep you posted. Have a good day, and please subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and give me a thumbs up, a comment, just like, share my channel, and I'll see you soon. Bye. Welcome to Holy Golden Doodles channel. Meet our associates, their ranking in our pack, their status as our house dogs, and most importantly, our family members. Follow us as our 8-week-old puppies grow up to hopefully become healthy moms of healthy puppies for qualified owners. Health testing, milestones, things they learn, cuteness they share, all included here.